Joe, do you have an introduction? What should we say after a story hole this time? Do you have a slogan for a story hole?
We put the Vermont in Montpellier.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Try that, Kevin.
I thought Joey was doing it.
No, you're doing the intro. It's your week. Just Joey gets to pick the line for you.
Is that how we're doing it?
Do you guys want to toss out some ideas? We'll just rapid fire them and see which ones stick.
Yeah.
Welcome to Story Hole, where we'll touch your heart and your gum jabbar.
Pretty good start.
Yeah. Welcome to Story Hole. Smells like hell.
Welcome to Story Hole. True Love Awaits.
Oh, I like that.
Okay.
That's a good one. All right, Kev, pick your favorite and start us off.
Welcome to Story Hole. Held on Gom Jabbar.
Now say I'm Kevin.
Is that it?
I think so.
That's good.
Anyway, welcome to Story Hole. My name's Kevin.
I'm Roger.
And I'm Joey.
This week it's my week again. We're going to talk about, well, I'm not going to tell you. You guys know what it is because you looked at what the link said, but I'm going to...
Oh, I didn't look at the link.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there a link?
No.
Okay.
I was talking to our listeners.
They're not here yet. It's just us.
No, they're not.
They'll probably never be here.
A crazy time capsule type deal where I'm speaking now in the present to them in the future, and you guys are in the past.
It's very confusing.
Yeah. This is a real mind fuck. Is that the Chris Angel thing?
Yeah, that's the one. Chris Angel's mindfucker. Very vulgar.
Yeah, so this week I was playing with a bunch of different ideas, but the one I ended up settling on is kind of in the vein of what you did, Roger. That's one clue. He is uniformly colored. It's a male.
It's Sonic the Hedgehog.
He's been around
Sonic the
forever.
Hedgehog.
Is it Sonic the
You didn't
Hedgehog?
even let me get to the... It is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to you guys about Sonic the Hedgehog this week.
That's great.
Is this true?
Gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. The last clue I was going to give you is that he can't go slow.
Was one of your clues that he loves chili dogs?
Well, no.
Are we going to get into the chili dog
We
lore?
are.
Huh?
We are going to get into the chili dog part.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm very excited about that.
What kind of experience do you guys have with Sonic?
Honestly, not much. I wasn't a Sega kid. I was a Nintendo kid, so I never actually owned Sonic. But
you didn't get in that blast processing train?
the what?
This guy. This rookie.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm new.
You fucking
Sega
turd.
Genesis had blast processing.
Blast
Blast
processing?
processing. Come on.
Blast processing.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I have two things that I can dig deep from my Sonic fandom. One of them is I can sing you the song that the country western hedgehog sang to him in the show right
Is that
now.
true?
Yes, I can.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, it goes.
Wait, set it up. What is the country western?
There's one episode of the cartoon show where there's a country western hedgehog that sings, and her
Is it
song
like
is
a
about
relative of Sonic, like Sonic's old uncle?
No,
or
I think she's just a babely hedgehog girl.
Hello.
And she
okay.
sings in an accent, and she says, "Sonic the Hedgehog, you can't catch what you can't see. Sonic the Hedgehog, he's gonna set Mobius free." What's up? Got it.
That's very good.
The other one is also music related, and it's for Sonic Pinball, aka Sonic Spinball. And I thought the music was really good in the first level where you're in the sewer.
You just love being in the sewer. You're a real sewer boy.
Yeah.
You're sewer
Dumping
baby.
out, swim around in there.
Hey, here's a little behind the scenes fact for anybody that's listening at home.
No.
We had to set back our recording session maybe like 4 minutes because Joey had to poop so bad.
Yeah, it was a real sewer show. I'm sick. I feel like I'm sick to my stomach, everyone. I'm not a grosso.
It's okay to poop, Joey.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk
Why
about
are you
it.
afraid?
No, I don't like talking about. That's not my thing. I don't like to talk about that.
It's okay to poop as long as you're not pooping like 3 times a day.
Oh, come on.
That's a sign of a more serious problem.
Oh gosh.
I think the problem might be is that you lost too much poop and you have to put some back in.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Have you
That's a
ever
real
heard about- We
thing.
should cut this out of the podcast for sure. But did you hear about how there's that procedure?
Poop transplant?
Yeah, poop transplants where they have to take somebody else's poop and put it in your butt.
Dude, no thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it.
No.
But, really?
No, just sit on top of me. We'll figure it out.
Sit on top of me.
All right, let's talk about Sonic.
Chili dogs.
Gotta go fast.
God. For those of you who aren't familiar, Sonic the Hedgehog is an old video game character back in the 90s that was one of the stars of the Sega Genesis. The way that those games went is you ran from left to right as fast as you could and tried to catch rings and gems and stuff like that to beat Dr. Robotnik or Dr. Eggman and all of his villainy.
Are those the same guy, Dr. Robotnik and Dr. Eggman?
Yeah, I don't really know why they have the two names.
Well, it's like Princess Toadstool and Princess Peach, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, exactly. I think Eggman was the original one because he kind of looks like an egg, and they weren't all that creative with their naming back in the day. But now they call them Dr. Robotnik, and Eggman is like his nickname or something. I'm not really sure, but they called him Eggman. I'm going to call him Eggman.
Yeah, it's better.
For the rest of this. Sonic is special because he can go very, very fast.
He's the blue
though
bomber.
He's a hedgehog. Yeah, he's the... Nobody's going to know that joke, Joey.
He's a Bomberman.
Yes, he's the blue Bomberman that you play as in Bomberman. But yeah, so Sonic the Hedgehog, he moves very fast. That's basically his one thing, right? Aside from the fact that he loves chili dogs. But that's just normal of any kind of warm-blooded mammal.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, show me somebody that doesn't love chili dogs.
That might actually be true. Like, can you think of any like animal that wouldn't eat a chili dog if it was in front of them?
Stingray.
Wait, did you say stingray?
I don't think a stingray would eat a chili dog.
Is the stingray warm-blooded?
No.
There we go.
It's not a mammal.
There we go. But also, you can use little slices of hot dogs to go fishing. I remember when I was a kid, I'd go fishing with my dad. We would use little slices of hot dog.
Yeah.
What do stingrays eat?
Hot dogs.
Electricity, I feel like.
Yeah, maybe. Water.
That would be the life. I want to be a stingray. What's your favorite marine animal?
If we're getting honest, it would be a squid.
I like penguins. I like polar bears.
I don't know if either of those count as marine animals, though.
They swim.
Yeah, but I swim. Am I a marine animal?
Yeah, Roger the marine animal.
You have like mermaid tattoos and stuff. I would consider you, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I guess I am. Thank you for noticing.
I think Roger's a maritime animal.
Yeah, I'm a nautical animal.
He's a naughty animal. You're a naughty merman.
My mother was the sea and my father was the sea.
So, getting into Sonic. The Sonic games back in the day didn't have a whole lot going for them. Basically, Eggman was up to something and Sonic just got in the way a lot of the times what he was doing. You guys want to take a guess what kind of island Sonic was born on? It's just a general word for island.
It's a tropical island, paradise.
Floating.
Well, not the kind of island, but the name of the island.
Oh, Speed Island.
Good guess.
Is Mobius the name of the planet?
I don't know. That was in your song, Joey.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think Mobius is something from the song. Okay, it's not. Okay, so it's called Blue Island.
Blue Island, also really good. You guys were very close. It was Christmas Island.
Wow.
Sonic was born.
Christmas Island is a real place in the world.
That's where the big heads are, right?
Is that really?
No, that's Easter Island.
Oh.
But there's also the Christmas Islands too.
Joe, was that a joke? I really want that to be a joke. That was a really good joke.
That was an accident. I'm an idiot. I don't know where
I mean, they're
places are.
both holiday islands.
Yeah. That's really good. He was born on Christmas Island, but that's not where he lives. He lives on South Island. They're all basically Sonic World is islands. They're floating islands most of the time, and they just have a word and an island. He generally likes sightseeing and adventuring. It's kind of his deal. When he's not fighting Eggman, that's basically what he's doing. He was visiting South Island because it's one of his favorite sightseeing vacation spots. And Eggman had enslaved a bunch of the wildlife for digging for Chaos Emeralds.
Huh.
He put them in a capsule, and when Sonic got to the end of the level, he would jump on top of the capsule, which is where the release valve was, and it let the animals all out. But this is... So, I haven't set up who Eggman is yet. Eggman is like the arch nemesis of Sonic, not because Sonic hates Eggman, but just because Eggman's trying to do stuff a lot of the time, and Sonic isn't cool with that, so he gets in the way, and Eggman is furious at Sonic.
Is Eggman some kind of science? He's a doctor. Is he like a scientist?
He's Dr. Eggman. He's a very good engineer,
Okay.
like an exceptional engineer.
But he has questionable morals?
With questionable, well, he wants to take over the world. He's trying to get the power, I guess, to take over the world.
Okay.
But for whatever reason, we're trying to keep this power away from Eggman. I'd like to think that maybe he was, had good intentions this entire time. We just never let him do his thing.
Yeah.
So We never got to see that come to fruition. But
What are the Chaos Emeralds?
Chaos Emeralds are just so there's two emeralds to keep in mind, two types of emeralds to keep in mind in these stories. There's the Master Emerald, and then the Chaos Emeralds. I think there's 7 Chaos Emeralds.
Is it true that if you get all of them and put them on your glove, you get
A really nice glove.
like a really fancy glove?
That is true, yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's ever been able to do it before that, so it's all hypothetical.
Yeah.
How nice that glove would be.
Sure.
But it's safe to assume it'd be a very nice glove.
If I could draw a picture of it to get an idea. If you guys want, I can just send that over.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You're doing that right now?
For the podcast, yes, but not in real life.
I think it's very funny that Eggman is this very accomplished engineer, and his like idea for getting to the Chaos Emeralds and digging in the dirt is to put a bunch of animals in a pod.
Well, I don't understand how that
Are the
works.
animals like powering the machines?
I haven't found a conclusive answer to that, whether or not he uses animals as power source
Yeah, like
or
batteries.
he just slave labor.
He
Yeah.
is very clearly adept at being an engineering, making stuff, but I can't understand. Is there like is it a hose that goes into the ground and the animals cycle in and out, just like carry stuff like ants? How do they work?
Yeah.
Is
How does
it
it
powered
work?
from their soul and their happiness? Is it? they look like baby animals too when you free
They all
them.
look
They look
tiny,
like puppies.
right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you have played the games before.
Oh, I have. Yeah. Oh, hell
Okay.
yeah, I have.
So basically, that's Sonic 1. Sonic 1 is he's on South Island, and Eggman is trying to dig up some Chaos Emeralds, and Sonic is trying to free all of his friends, which Dr. Eggman has stolen to power or use to dig in the dirt.
So they don't really establish what the Chaos Emeralds are for yet. Is that true?
No,
Okay.
it's just something shiny. That's obviously what everybody wants, and so Eggman's after it, and it's bad if he gets it for some reason.
Okay. I'm with you.
We do get into that more later, what they actually are, as the lore progresses for Sonic. But for Sonic 2, so I had this misconception always. You know that intro to Sonic 2 where Sonic and Tails are in the biplane?
Yeah.
Did you guys always think that Tails was the one who owned that biplane?
Yeah. Isn't it his?
It's not. It's Sonic's biplane called Tornado.
Huh. I mean, that would make sense, though, because Tails can already fly. What does he need a plane for, right?
He's also got those aviator goggles, though.
That's a good point.
I guess that's for his normal flying.
I'm pretty sure in the animated series, like that's his jam, is that he's like a pilot. That's like what he does. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. Okay, so we find out Sonic has a biplane, and that's how he does all of his adventuring. He flies around to all these different islands, and he just like vacations. Sonic has this perception of being impatient and just kind of like aggressive, I guess.
Yeah.
But when he's not, saving the world in any kind of sense, he's just chilling out. He's like a pretty chill guy. He just flies his biplanes to different islands and just kind of like takes naps under trees.
He's
and
kind of a vacation guy,
explores
huh?
and- yeah, all his life is a vacation.
Huh.
Outside of foiling Dr. Eggman's plans, he just chills out.
Do you think he's like independently wealthy? How's he funding all this?
Well, I mean, what do you got to fund? You got a biplane already.
That's
I
true.
feel like they probably just like eat fruits all the time in that world. Just like you don't really have to buy things all. You probably just eat fruits.
That's a good point.
There's fruits everywhere.
He probably has a pretty big sneaker budget, though. I'm sure he goes through shoes pretty fast.
Yeah.
Not if you got the soaps.
That's true.
The soaps shoes, they last forever.
Yeah. 'Cause you
can
had to buy
grind
them in
on them.
1997 though. Otherwise, you're fresh out of luck because they probably don't make them anymore.
Yeah.
I always liked Heelys.
Heelys just seem too dangerous for me, though.
Do they have adult Heelys?
They
They
do,
do.
yeah. A friend of mine for Christmas he got adult Heelys.
I love that. They're actually, they don't look bad. I think these are kind of cool. The first time I saw Heelys, I was fresh out of a rejection. I was hanging out with my brother, Sam, when he was in college at Loyola Marymount. And it was raining outside, and I was sitting in his car. He had to run inside real fast. I saw a guy. There's only one guy out, and he was wearing a suit, and he was walking, like kind of in the distance, just walking. And I see him look around kind of sketchily, and then he just starts gliding. And I was like, oh my God, like what's happening? And for sure, I was like, this is Gumby. Like I didn't understand. And I told Sam, I was like, Sam,
He grew up and just became a businessman.
wait, what else could, I feel
That
like
makes sense.
Yeah. But then Sam laughed at me and explained, the complexities of a Healy, and now I know.
That's the day you grew up,
Man.
huh?
Yep.
I wish I had a big brother to explain Heelys to me.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around it.
I'll adopt you as a big brother if you want.
Let's start a Big Brother
Okay.
program where Joey's our Big Brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would love to do that. I've never been able to be a big brother.
I don't know you have what it takes.
Hey, don't talk to me like that, scumbag. And I'm going to hold you down for a minute.
Oh no.
And then I'm going to bop you in your shoulder when mom's not looking.
Yeah.
It makes me stronger.
All right, tell me more about Sonic.
So in Sonic 2, he's flying around. He decides to land on the West Side Island. So we have South Island, which is where he lives. We have Christmas Island, which is where he was born. And we have West Side Island, which is where they do all this snapping. He meets Tails over there. Tails decided to join him.
What's a Tails though?
What is it, Tails?
Yeah, tell me about Tails.
Yeah, definitely. I should cover that. Tails is like a squirrel, but a squirrel that has 3 tails.
Is that
This
true?
particular Tails. Yes, I think so.
He's a fox.
I thought it was a fox with
he's
2
a
tails.
fox,
huh?
A fox with 2 tails. That's my
tails?
presumption.
I gotta cut all this out because I didn't look into Tails at all.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you guys. I don't really give a fuck about Tails.
Oh, really?
At
I think
all.
Tails is really cool.
What's Tails' middle name?
Power.
Tails.
Miles. The T is like a nickname, right?
The T's for tails.
Okay, so it's Miles Tails Power.
His name is Miles, and then quotation Tails as his alien. Prower.
That's right.
Prower. Prower.
Because I do give a fuck about Tails. Because I remember thinking that it was sad that he was just like a lonely little boy, and then Sonic was kind of his like buddy. He was like, "Hey, come on, let me show you around, kid."
Why is that sad?
Well, he was just like alone. He was lonely. I think a lot of the stuff in Sonic Universe is like sad. Like Knuckles was really sad, I feel like. But I don't know if are you gonna talk about Knuckles at all?
I'm going to talk about Knuckles a little bit. Maybe
Okay.
you can go into detail why you say that his story is sad. I'm doing a pretty cursory, just like overview of the first couple games. So right now we're in Sonic 2, and we meet Tails, which is Miles Prower. Which when you say fast sounds like per hour. It's a pun.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's his real name, and his nickname is Tails.
Yeah.
Miles per
Yep.
hour. Wow.
Did you not know that, Joey?
No. That's funny.
Is that your butt exploding?
Yeah. Aw. I just figured it was like prowler, like because he's a fox, like prowling around. But maybe I'm an idiot. Hey, let me tell you guys about Christmas Island.
So he meets Tails, and Tails is pretty hot on Sonic. Sonic is indifferent for the most part. He just is kind of like, okay, you can come adventuring with me if you want. And he does. When Sonic is away adventuring, he returns home to South Island to find that Tails has been captured by Dr. Robotnik.
Oh no.
The way that he learns this is because he has a letter, which is probably, realistically, he probably used like a little bird or something to take his letter to Sonic, right? That's probably how cartoons would use this to make this work out
Like
for
Harry
him.
Potter.
Exactly. But I like the idea that whatever prison Dr. Robotnik put him in, or Dr. Eggman, they have real
So
prison
you-
mail.
Or he's like, hey, before you kidnap me, can I just I want to leave a letter so my mom knows where I'm going with it. Oh,
She'll get real
well, of
worried.
course, little one. Just, here's a pen.
So there's a letter for Sonic over there, and he learns about Tails being taken. Tails tells him that in order to get him back, he has to go to the Crystal Egg Zone. It's the name for wherever he's been captured.
Sounds
Sonic
nice.
needs to collect. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool, right? And Sonic needs to collect all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds in order to get to Tails, and he does. And he rescues Tails and he beats Robotnik.
Is that like a ransom? Like Dr. Eggman said, if you don't bring me the emeralds, I'm gonna kill Tails?
That makes more sense to me.
I was really hoping that was the plan this whole time, that he would capture Tails and then leave that letter as Tails so that Sonic would do his dirty work and then take care of him. Because Eggman does kind of trick Sonic pretty often and get him to do, and other people to do things for him. He's not dumb, but he makes a lot of mistakes for some reason. He makes dumb mistakes. He does
Yeah.
very smart things in very dumb ways.
Feel
And
that.
I thought that's what was going to happen here, but no. The theory for this is that he had other plans that he was doing, and this was kind of a distraction for Sonic to keep him out of the way for a little while, so he could do what else he was trying to do to get the Chaos Emerald. But it's funny because this game pretty much has the scope of like a day. Sonic does this in like a day. Sonic in a day can collect all 7 of the Chaos Emeralds which is Eggman's
Like life's
Life's-
work.
yeah.
goal.
That's
He's very
nuts.
good.
That gives you a really cool perspective because then it makes you feel like when you're playing the game, it's like slowed down a version. Like, you know, you're experiencing time in a different way, slowed down for us. Because for Sonic, he's probably literally just like the Flash, just
probably so fast,
and grabbing
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Hmm.
So he beats Eggman, he saves Tails, and Tails and Sonic go back to doing their just friendly, whatever strikes their
Can I
fancy.
ask, like, what does he do with the Chaos Emeralds?
Shoves him up his ass.
He's got him. I don't really know.
Just in his
I don't
pockets.
really know. Inconsistency. So there's a lot of debate on the timeline
Mhm.
on a lot of these games because Sega was just pumping out Sonic games. Sonic was a hit. Sega needed to make money, so they just kept making Sonic games, making crazy deadlines for their people to put out Sonic games.
Ah,
So they would come out like a month apart from each other
Wow.
on some of these.
jeez.
And the stories were pretty inconsistent, and the manuals between Japanese and American side of things were completely different too. So there's like a lot of inconsistencies in the early Sonic lore. For example, on the American version, Sonic and Eggman have been fighting forever before you even start playing Sonic games. In Sonic 1, they've been combating since whenever.
Mhm.
But in the Japanese version, this was the very first time Sonic had come into contact with Dr. Eggman,
Oh.
and this was their first adventure. So there's inconsistencies on that. There's also inconsistencies on, at the beginning of the story that I just told you, Sonic having met Tails before, or this was the first time meeting Tails.
Hmm.
So they're either longtime friends or they just met. I picked the ones that I think flow the best and I like the most.
Yeah, I think that's
And I'm
smart.
presenting him in that way.
Yeah.
So Sonic beats Eggman, and a few days later, Sonic is napping, and Tails is like working on his plane, because that is true in the games too, that Tails is into the whole mechanics of the plane and stuff like that. And there's a big explosion. It turns out Eggman's at it again. This time, instead of using the power of little animals, he's using dynamite, and he's mining. Once again, Sonic foils his plans. This time involves him going to space into what is called the Death Egg, which is Dr. Robotnik's or Dr. Eggman's space base.
Oh, like the Death
I
Star.
guess. Yes.
That's where they got
exactly.
it. They based theirs off of.
Star Wars stole that from Sonic.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Eggman is his dad.
Yuck. That was gross.
That makes sense though if you think about it, because he's kind of a humanoid-ish kind of hedgehog. He can talk, he can walk on two. He's bipedal.
Mhm.
So,
He's also an egg, which is perfect for birthing things, right?
well, I was saying the Sonic is bipedal because normally
Oh,
hedgehogs
that's true.
aren't.
He's half hedgehog, half man.
Yeah. So.
Oh, you're right.
So,
That's fascinating.
how did Eggman do that? What did he
How
do?
did he
Kevin, hey Kevin, what did Eggman do?
what did he do, Kevin?
So there was this really sexy hedgehog,
Oh man, tell me more.
and the rest is history.
Oh shit. What? But wait, is Eggman a hedgehog then?
No. He's an Eggman.
But somehow he had sex with a hedgehog is what we're getting at.
The hedgehog fertilized him.
Yeah, a
He's an
hedgehog
egg-
fertilized
he's an
him. He's a
Eggman.
giant Eggman. So
Yeah.
somehow a hedgehog fertilized him. Yeah, that's incredible. I think we cracked this case wide open.
Yep.
Side note, while I was researching this, I came across some information. Knuckles is an echidna.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a type of animal that looks a lot like a hedgehog.
he's a kidney.
A kidney.
Sorry, go ahead.
And a kidney bean.
And he's been fertilized.
By Dr. Beanman.
Dr. Bean. Echidnas, along with platypus, are the only two mammals to lay eggs.
Oh, interesting.
I thought it was relevant to
Yeah.
this whole terrible. There's enough, Sonic porn out there.
That's true. We don't need to add to that world. Yeah, that's a good point.
That's a cool thing because, and you can stop me if I'm getting too far ahead, but the idea of Knuckles, you're not really sure if he's a good guy or a bad guy. So if an echidna can lay eggs,
He's part Eggman.
he could be on
Is that
that
what you're
team.
saying?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he could just be part on that team. On the bad team.
Hmm.
I'm not even really sure Sonic is good.
That's true. We just see it from his perspective. History is written by the
Yeah.
victors.
And he is
he's a
always the victor.
Yeah.
He's also always the Nathan. That's a dumb joke. Moving back to the story. Sonic beats Eggman by turning into Super Sonic.
How does he
Yeah.
turn into Supersonic? Is that the power of the Chaos
he collects
Emeralds?
he's got the 7 Chaos Emeralds.
He kisses
okay.
Goku.
Yeah.
Exactly. Sonic is just references to other pop culture medium that is very popular.
Because he turns all golden and spiky, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. And he goes very, very fast, and he's like invincible. And he takes down the Crystal Egg Zone very, handedly. And he wins the day. But there's a consequence to this. The Egg Zone falls out of orbit in space and crashes into another island.
Oh, shit.
And this island is called Angel Island. And the rest of our story is based on this one event. So you can play with it if you want. Is Sonic really to blame? Or is it Eggman?
There's probably like mass casualties on Angel Island, right?
Oh, we don't even talk about the casualties. Everything is...
Do you think when it crashed, there was just like a bunch of rings that went everywhere?
So again, Sonic wins the day. This is the, recurring theme for these games, is that Sonic is after Eggman, Eggman's after Emerald, Sonic wins, Eggman loses. So the consequence of the Death Egg hitting Angel's Island is that it pushes it out of the sky into the sea. This isn't like Atlantis, where the island goes under the water and becomes a lost city. It's just an island in a truer sense now.
Oh, so all the islands we were visiting today were Sky Islands?
Yeah, they're Sky Islands, which is why he needs his biplane.
Gotcha.
And Tails needs to be able to fly.
Okay.
It's actually a story of evolution in Darwinism.
Yeah.
So it puts Angel Island into the water, and it shatters the Chaos Emerald. The emeralds are what make the islands float.
Oh.
And on Angel Island, we had a special place called the Emerald Chamber in the Hidden Place zone that housed some of these special gems. This place is guarded by Knuckles. When the crash happens, it knocks Knuckles unconscious, and we presume that Eggman died in the crash. So it was like the end right there. Sonic and Tails are done. They get to have vacations for the rest of their lives, and Eggman is dead. They don't know anything about Knuckles or the Hidden Place Zone or the Emerald Chamber, or really even the fact that the islands are floating because of the gems. Some time passes, and Eggman tricks Knuckles into thinking that Sonic is the bad guy. I want you to imagine this life that you've been raised to. You are the defender of these precious gems, and all you have to your life is the things that you see in this small little town type deal. And there are murals, and of course you're going to be curious, so you're constantly looking around for validation. And Eggman poses himself as one of the dragons, which is one of the revered, fabled characters of this tribe of echidnas. And he convinces Knuckles that all of this is Sonic's fault.
I mean, it kind of was too, right?
Yeah, I guess. I think he is somewhat reckless in his justice, so...
Yeah. He's into that street justice.
So it's kind of like Eggman sees him as like a lesser culture and is trying to capitalize on that, right? Like, oh, you believe in dragons and stuff. I'm a dragon. I'm here to help because obviously something really bad happened and Sonic is responsible for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of depth to this. So Sonic is going to Angel Island because things are off, essentially. Mysterious things are happening. Mainly the island is now in the ocean and not in the sky. So Sonic is really cool. I don't know if you guys know this. Sonic is really cool.
I know that.
He doesn't sit in the seat of a biplane. He stands on the wings of a biplane.
Oh, shit.
And when he sees something, he goes for it. So he's standing blue Sonic on top of that biplane, and he sees the island coming up on that horizon. And he's like, I'll take it from here. Turns into Supersonic, blasts forward, and Knuckles comes out of nowhere, punches him in the face, knocks all of the Chaos Emeralds out of him.
So can I back up and ask some questions about who Knuckles is?
Yeah.
So Knuckles is an echidna that already lived on Angel Island, right?
Yes.
And his job
He
was
is the guardian.
He was the guardian of the Emerald.
The Master Emerald.
Of the Master Emerald. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is he also very fast?
He's pretty
is
fly.
fast. He can glide.
Oh.
He's very strong.
Why is he called Knuckles?
He's got like pointed tips on his knuckles.
Pointed tits? Kevin.
He's got 2 pointed tits.
Not cool.
It's like old Madonna. He can like climb walls with his, and he can also dig really well with his knuckles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Do echidnas dig in real life? I bet they do.
Yeah, they do.
Cool.
During mating.
Yeah. Next time on Story Hall.
So Knuckles is the guardian of the Master Emerald, which was housed on Angel Island that got shattered when the Death Egg landed. Chaos Emeralds, the 7 Chaos Emeralds, are separate from the Master Emerald, and that Master Emerald kind of holds the balance between those 7 Chaos Emeralds. Sonic had the 7 Chaos Emeralds. He turned into Supersonic. Eggman convinced Knuckles that Sonic is the reason this happened, Knuckles goes into attack, knocks one punch right out all the 7 Chaos Emeralds from Sonic when he was in Supersonic mode, which is crazy because Supersonic mode is pretty much invincibility. It's like getting the star in Mario.
Man. Also, though, when asked what Sonic did with the Chaos Emeralds, and Joe, you said he shoved them up his ass.
Yeah.
That might have been pretty accurate because he got punched so hard that they came out of him. You know,
I wasn't
were in
kidding.
his butt.
I mean, if we can rewind for a second, no one laughed at that joke because I wasn't kidding.
Yeah, it wasn't a joke. Yeah.
I had this thought also when I was watching these cutscenes because he does not have pockets.
Yeah.
And he just kind of turns into Supersonic.
Yeah, he only has God's pocket.
God's pocket. And that means I have to keep in all the other stuff about.
You gotta give the fans what they like.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Emeralds, butts.
All right. The rest of the story goes basically that altercation resolves itself, not necessarily with them on the same side, but both with their own agendas. They're trying to do their own thing at this point. Sonic is trying to foil Eggman again, and Knuckles is just trying to get his emeralds back. Sonic ends up being successful and resolves the situation by taking down Eggman. So now we're in Sonic Adventure. This is the one where everybody plays a part. So there's a bunch of characters to play. If you haven't played Sonic Adventure before, you start off the game and you pick what character you want to play. And if you play through that character's story, it's completely independent of all the other characters' story, except for the fact that they all interweave together for the whole story.
Which is pretty neat.
On that one.
It's a neat dynamic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a pretty cool game.
Except for the fisherman guy.
But also, he was pretty important.
There's a fisherman.
It's a big cat.
Oh,
Yep.
Big's the cat. Is that who that is?
Yep.
He's
Yep.
just a really giant fat cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
He's a likable character. I just don't want to fish. You know, I'm here to go fast, not slow, and that's the slowest thing I can think of.
Is he likable? No.
I guess in my head he was kind of like a lumberjack guy, but also it's been probably more than half my
He's
life.
like Lenny from Of Mice of Men to me.
Which is still likable in its own way. Except for at the very end when there's when Eggman, when you free the rabbits from the little capsule.
Yeah.
And then he just grabs them and he just starts petting them. He
Yeah.
just starts petting them.
Oh,
and
no, don't pet him so hard.
It's good to get some intellectual jokes in here to go with all the shit jokes that we've done so far.
that's the only one I got.
It's good. It's good. You nailed it. Slam
I even
dunk.
tried to put some acting in my voice.
So before we can get into the understanding what's going on in Sonic Adventure 1, we have to know a little bit more of the history. This dates back before even the time we met Knuckles, before Sonic, before any of the stuff that we talked about up until this point. It's been a long time coming that echidnas have been the guardians of the Masters of Emeralds. And they used to be a society. There wasn't just Knuckles. There were several echidnas. Knuckles is the last echidna. And there were also these little chows, which are little, I don't really know how to describe them.
Little raindrop babies that you can raise.
Raindrop babies is great. That's a really good way to put it.
Are they like pets?
Yeah, well,
They're like Tamagotchi-ish.
they're hanging out also around the emeralds, and the echidnas are guarding the emeralds. And there's also this guy, this water monster. I won't call him monster because he doesn't start off that way. But this being that guards the chow. Some of the echidnas get a little greedy, and they go after the power of the Master Emeralds, kind of like Dr. Eggman is doing right now. And in the process, kind of just decimate this chow population. They just murder a bunch of chow. Yeah, who could kill the water babies or the Tamagotchis? And this causes Chaos to go bonkers. And he uses the power of the...
I'm sorry, who's Chaos?
Chaos is the guardian of the chows, the water being.
No water elemental, kind of.
Okay.
I'll recap. We have old-timey, so this is way long ago, the emeralds on Angel Island. Echidnas, a whole society, are defending them. And we have the chows that are existing there, and we have Chaos, who is the guardian of the chows.
Okay.
In trying to seize power, a group of echidnas try to take the Chaos Emeralds, and in the process, massacre the chows. This angers Chaos, the guardian of the chows, and he uses the 7 Chaos Emeralds to become perfect chaos, flood the entire island, destroy the civilization, and the only one to bring any kind of peace to this is this girl echidna named Tikal. And Tikal was already a friend of Chaos, already a friend of the chows, and also an echidna part of that society. And she sealed Chaos and herself into the Master Emerald, the big one, the center of it all. And that's way back in the day.
Okay.
That's like pre any of these games. Current day, Eggman learns about this, that there's this powerful being called Chaos stored in the Master Emerald, and shatters the Master Emerald, releasing Chaos. And that's where our story begins for our group of heroes doing their own little pieces of this puzzle. Knuckles, obviously, goes and searches for the pieces of the Master Emerald because that's his job as the last echidna to guard the Master Emerald. He's digging through all different kinds of worlds because it got shattered and it spread everywhere. He's got to go find the pieces. Eggman uses distraction to try to get the rest of the Chaos Emeralds, and Sonic and the rest of his buddies are just trying to stop Eggman. Eggman actually pulls it off and gets all the Chaos Emeralds, and he just kind of like tosses them into Chaos. Because his overall plan in this is to get Chaos to become perfect Chaos, destroy the city that is the focus of this game, and then he can use the shattered remains of the city to build up his empire. Sonic also gets his hand on some Chaos Emeralds and uses those to turn into Super Sonic, and he defeats Chaos at the end of it, which makes Chaos calm down. And in that city that he was destroying is a bunch of chows living really happily. He sees that. He's like, oh, things aren't as bad as when I was sealed in that Master Emerald. And he leaves with Tikal. And that's the end of Sonic Adventure 2.
So,
Cool.
okay. Okay. So Chaos isn't necessarily bad.
No.
Dr. Eggman was just kind of was just trying to trick him into destroying stuff so he could take over.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So he killed all the echidnas then, except for Knuckles, huh?
Pretty much.
Wow.
I don't know if he's actually responsible for all of the echidnas dying, but he definitely did his part in that.
Man, that's dark.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess because the echidnas are guarding an object and he's guarding life. Those are his own little personal porgs. And he's like, you gotta be cool. And then these guys are actually actively hurting them and killing them. So
It's
I feel
justified then, right?
Yeah, and his chaos form is essentially the same thing as Sonic's supersonic form. So it's the same thing as
Pretty
Sonic.
much everything in this universe can use the emeralds to become some sort of super form of themselves. Even machines can.
Now we have emeralds in our real life.
Yeah, is that
How many of those?
is that true of real emeralds?
The real Chaos Emeralds, yeah.
Man, I want to become perfect, Roger.
Oh, well, you already are.
Wait a minute.
I've
Roger,
had it
give
for
back
years.
those emeralds.
Ultimate
They're
Roger.
in my God's pocket. If you push me hard enough, they're going to fly out of my buns.
Yeah.
Sorry, to derail you, Joe, you had a point.
I kind of stepped on your joke, Joey.
It's okay. No, I don't have any jokes about shoving emeralds in my ass.
Damn, is that what your joke was going to be? Let's try it again. Let's see how yours works.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just going to shove rocks in there instead. Try that out.
Yeah.
You come okay, Joey.
Yeah.
A really catchy band.
okay, Joe. Yeah, with a bunch of videos where we're on treadmills and stuff. I mean, maybe in the beginning of this podcast, I was coming down from one of my ultimate forms because I dropped plenty of rocks earlier.
Yeah.
So that's the story of Sonic, at least up through Sonic Adventure. I started looking into Sonic Adventure 2, and it got a little convoluted all over the place when Shadow came into it.
Yeah, there's a handful of other games with other characters that come later, right?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, actually before also I kind of skipped them.
We should come back. We should visit the rest of it another time. That's interesting.
I feel like they actually did a pretty damn good job on that story. I mean, that game is very, very big. It's very open worldy. That for the Dreamcast at the time it came out, super duper impressive. But I'm like, wow, that's actually a pretty neat story. It just the delivery wasn't great. It was okay. The first level was awesome in that game. And
did you play through Sonic Adventure, Joey?
Yeah, I did.
You want to try to help me piece together the different characters and what their role was for the story?
Yeah, it's been a long time, but let's just start with Knuckles because that was the one I wanted to talk about earlier anyway.
Right. Yeah.
Knuckles' whole jam is that he's on his island and he's talking about the emerald. That's his one job. He doesn't understand what's going on. He just knows that his only place in life was to be I'm alone and this is my only job and this is my purpose, but it's really kind of like harsh. And he's like, what am I doing? Like, what is my life? He's like, I just know that I have to protect this thing and that's it. And that's why I was saying that it just seems really lonely. And then I combine that with the robot, and that robot has kind of a sad thing too, and ends up killing. He like sacrifices himself at the end to help stop
Is
everything.
the robot also one of the playable characters in Sonic Adventure?
It is, yeah. It's one of
Okay.
6, I believe. Is it 6?
What's the robot story?
Can I add to that? So I'll tell you the robot. Robot is made by Dr. Robotnik. In this case, is called Dr. Robotnik in the story. To go get a Chaos Emerald, which is in the frog that is best friends with Big the cat.
He's inside a frog?
The frog ate one of the Chaos Emeralds.
Oh.
The
I like
robot is trying to get the frog. Big the cat is trying to get the frog, not because of the Chaos Emerald, but because it's his buddy who's just like leaving for some reason. The frog just wants to get away from Big the cat. I don't know why.
So Big the Cat is also just a playable character that has his own like unique individual story in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. He's fishing to get his frog friend back, which has a Chaos Emerald in him.
So in the game, do you just literally fish and try to catch a frog?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really funny.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And then there's Amy too, right? That's her name, the pink one.
Yep.
She has a big old hammer. I don't know what her role was.
I think
We
she
see
was
that-
just going along with Sonic because that's kind of what she does.
Yeah.
Are they dating?
I feel like they must be. For some reason, I felt like there was a little bit of weird relationship guilt in there.
And I think Amy is always pining after Sonic, and Sonic just doesn't have time then.
Sonic's kind of a bad boy, I guess, huh?
He's a real bad boy.
You can't tie him down.
No, many have tried.
Yeah, I have a question. I was promised earlier that we were going to get into Sonic's chili dogs,
Yeah.
but I really haven't heard anything about his
I
love for
touched
chili
on
dogs.
it in the beginning. I said that it was one of his notable characteristics, but that it was not really of note because it is a standard of any living thing.
Oh, that's a good
probably.
point. Yeah, you're right.
And then I said I wanted to be a stingray, and Joey laughed a lot.
That's right. You're right.
I don't know that the chili dog thing is actually part of the game canon, but
No.
I choose to make it part of our story.
That's something that they added into the cartoon show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the cartoon, which is just the worst.
Yeah, it's really bad, right? All the
Yeah.
shows, video game based cartoons, were just terrible. They didn't make a single good one. Captain and the Game Master is awful.
Yeah.
The Mario show is really bad.
Excuse me,
Yeah.
princess.
The worst.
Yeah, in the Sonic show, there's like a robot. It's a chicken and another robot.
Yeah. It's like a drill.
Yeah.
A drill 3 times.
That was like the time, the age of like, there's the main guy and the 2 bumbling henchmen. I feel like there's
Totally.
always like
Every
2
show,
bumbling
yeah.
henchmen.
Yeah.
So,
Despicable Me.
there's Gru and then 2 minions.
I love those guys.
Yeah.
Banana.
Beto
This is
boy.
a true thing. Me and Kristen started watching Despicable Me 3. We only watched like 15 minutes of it so far, but we started watching it last night. I might finish it.
I watched it about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I remember I was walking. I was going to go pee. Joey and I live in the same house, and I heard him laughing really good. So I peeked into the door to see what he was watching. It was Despicable Me 3.
I like every movie.
Yeah, it's true.
Except for Mad Max 3.
Do you guys know what you're doing for the next ones?
I have a couple lined up. I'm debating though, because the ones I have lined up are not super narrative. It's just describing a world.
Is it Fern Gully?
Yeah, I was thinking about doing
'Cause I
Fern Gully.
I already know a lot about Fern
Do
Gully.
you really?
There's a baddie, and they jump on mushrooms and they glow at night.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Smoke monster played by a really sexy transvestite.
Who's that?
Was it Tim some?
Tim
what's his
Curry?
name?
Tim Curry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tim Curry's great. Was that a reference to him in Rocky Horror?
Yep.
No, it was a reference to him in Home Alone 2 when he's the concierge.
That's a good story. I like the Sonic story. I wanna know
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. All right. Maybe we'll jump into it a little bit more in some of the newer iterations.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into them too much. I stopped playing after Sonic Adventure 2, but some of the new ones. Maybe we'll look into Werewolf Sonic. Who knows?
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Worlds are our oyster.
Yeah, the world is our clam. Let's find the pearl.
Yeah. So that's the story of Sonic.
It's very interesting. That podcast really went fast.
Can I sing
Yeah.
the outro music?
Please do.
Okay, you can keep talking while I'm
Okay.
doing it if you want. Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. I had a great time.
Na, na, na,
My time was all right.
Na, na, na,
All right. I'm Roger.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Joey. Thanks for listening.
I'm Jerry.
na, na.
What happened to the music?